My very first memory of childhood abuse was being locked in a built-in cupboard while my mum and the man who had locked me in the cupboard laughed outside. So most kids have like memories of their childhood, like learning to ride a bike. Mine is like things like I was locked in a built-in cupboard in a spare room. Cupboards are not for those. Cupboards are not for children. Like they are for like your Christmas decorations that you've discarded, that you know, in a box that you find when you're moving house like 30 years later, and then you go, oh, do you remember those? You don't hold the door shut while a kid aged 6, around about 6, is inside freaking out. A kid that you know is scared of the dark. But that's what he did. I was terrified of the dark. This man that my mum was in a relationship with knew that. Nonetheless, he did this. Well, that's probably the reason that he did it. And my mum stood outside laughing as well. And I know what people will say, like, my mum was in a domestically abusive relationship, and she was. I do not dispute that. I know that she had to endure and survive is horrendous. Nobody should have had to gone through that. But my point is that I was the child and I should have been protected. I didn't tell anybody about this for years, except my teenage boyfriend. And him and his mum saved my life. His mum took me on family days out. She made me feel safe. Showed me that even as a wee weird, annoying, goth teenage girl, that I was loved and that I had a space where I could be okay. And I am so grateful that I had him and her in my life and the wider family that they included me in. And being able to tell him that when I was a teenager and have him not look at me like there was anything wrong with me was a major part of the reason that I'm still here. So yes, my first memory of abuse was being locked in a cupboard, but I also have a first memory of healing associated with that, and that was telling him and being believed, telling someone and being believed. I know that I talk a lot about abuse on here, both my abusive relationship that I had as an adult and now obviously the abuse that I experienced as a child. I just want to be very clear that abuse does not define me. And I'm healing from it despite how complicated it is, and I will not stop talking about it. Because I think that the more we talk about abuse, their own experiences throughout history, which is something that I am drawing attention to also through TikTok and my podcasts and my Substack and everything else that I'm doing. I think that is the way that we change things in our society. So this is the first story that I tell in my brand new podcast, which is called Abuse, loosely based on true events. And episode 1 is up now. The link is in my bio. There's also a link to a Substack essay, which is much the same if you prefer to read. And I really appreciate everybody who's been here so far, and I hope that me talking about these new things related to abuse experiences are some things that you'll stick around for. So yeah, links are all in my bio if you want the full story. Just maybe, you know, keep the cupboard doors open. See? Trauma.